Hey guys, welcome to another video from myself. I have got a cold. I'm really bunged up. I've been really ill the last couple of days. But obviously I've still been watching cryptocurrency videos, reading articles, trying to stay in touch with everything. I've had a bit of, not stick, but I think people on my channel are starting to think that I'm giving up on Bitcoin or giving up on, but I'm not. I believe this is stemmed from the fact that I sold my Z9 minis, just because, in my opinion, it was better to buy Bitcoin at the current low prices than to try and mine it over the course of 10 months. Obviously after that 10 months, if Bitcoin goes on a massive run, then you'd say, oh yeah, it's profitable to keep them. But if Bitcoin was to go on a massive bull run, I'd rather have the extra Bitcoin in the first place and actually ride that wave. But I don't know. You know, let me know if you think in the comment section, or comment on this video if you think maybe I'm in the wrong. But I'm not giving up on cryptocurrency. I've not, like, you know, given up on everything. I still think Bitcoin is going to shoot up. I honestly believe that, and I honestly think that at some point there'll be a massive shift from people using traditional payment methods to more Bitcoin. So much so that obviously I have been talking in my videos about setting up a cryptocurrency shop, or a Bitcoin store if you like, which obviously would be a massive risk on my behalf, because if I've called that wrong, then there's going to be no need for a store like that, and I'll probably end up bankrupt very quickly. So yeah, it does upset me a bit when people say, oh Glenn, you're cashing out a Bitcoin and you're just doing this for the views. I've only got a small cryptocurrency channel. We got 1,300 people now, but I've always said that I'm actually more concerned with having like a good loyal 100 people that regularly help and input and give me ideas and stuff like that, rather than have 25,000 idiots or scam artists, or, you know. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how my channel's been and the people that I've got on there, and obviously how cryptocurrencies has gone. Even though Bitcoin's dropped in price, I think it's done pretty well. I mean, you know, if you go back, say this time last year, it was worth about the same. And if you go back even further than that, if you go back 18 months, Bitcoin was like, you know, like $1,000 or $2,000, you know, it's something crazy. So you got to look at it, okay, if I was to put $100 into Bitcoin last year and then compare it to today's prices, forgetting the bull run that happened, you've got to say, oh well, you've probably 5 times your money. Which obviously, if you just had a quick snippet of that, people would be really happy. But obviously what has been negative is that the majority of people that have got into cryptocurrency, so what I mean by that is you might have like a few thousand loyal Bitcoin supporters and followers, and people that are actually contributing towards a system, being it from, you know, from the beginning. But then you may have 20,000 people or 100,000 people join in when Bitcoin obviously is going on a bull run, because that's all they care about, is just earning some extra dollars or pounds. They join in, and obviously Bitcoin crashes, so therefore they're like, oh, do you know what, this Bitcoin stuff is shit, and then that's it. They've washed their hands of it. They've tried it, they failed, like, they tried to make money and it didn't work. So obviously a lot of them are going away now, so then you're going back towards those few thousand people. So obviously a lot of YouTube videos, they're getting less views now, less people liking them, less subscribers joining, And I'm not, you know, that might just be my channel, maybe people are fed up of me, but I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers now, I've been saying this for quite a while, generally only release videos when there's a pump in price of Bitcoin. All of a sudden they'll release 2 or 3 videos once Bitcoin's on a bull run. But obviously I've been creating these videos for over, well, just coming up for a year now, and I know we're in November now, aren't we? So yeah, it's been about a year. So for about a year I've been doing these cryptocurrency videos. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I love making the videos for you guys. I love interacting with you guys, chatting, even when there's negativity, you know, when people are like, oh Glenn, you should do this, or I think your idea's bad, or whatever. I actually enjoy that, because it's challenging me, and obviously it's making me rethink what I've said or what I'm planning to do or stuff like that. So I actually take all criticism on board. As I've tried to show in several videos, I've had people really like, I remember there was a couple of videos, especially after Envian crashed, I had a few people really lay into me, you know, like really getting some negative feedback, you know, typical name calling, shit like that. And you know, I took it all on board. I didn't go out of my way to block or censor people on my channel. I opened it with open arms. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we're in this period at the minute where Bitcoin is it's not really doing much. It's been quite stagnated, and obviously the amount of people that are interested in Bitcoin is stagnated as well. So yeah, it's hard to predict where Bitcoin's going to go from here. It really is. And I'm watching videos from people that do technical analysis for a living. That's their forte, that's their expertise. And even they're like, oh, there's this Bitcoin descending triangle. By this weekend, it should the price is either going to burst out or it's going to drop. But we don't know which way either. We don't know what way either way. And I find it really funny, because they just keep, obviously, I'll watch them next week and they'll be like, yeah, there wasn't a breakout, it's exactly the same price as it was, but this week, if you look at it, it's the volatility is lower, and this is that, and this is that. So like, it's really hard to know where it's going to go. Even experts, people that make a living off making YouTube videos about saying, look, Bitcoin's going here or Bitcoin's going there, even they're not sure. So it just goes to show you that it's a complete gamble at the moment. And obviously the reason I actually sold my Z9s was because the amount of Bitcoin that they were earning me, obviously I was converting whatever I earned into Bitcoin, the amount of Bitcoin that they were earning me was dropping lower and lower and lower. And eventually I was thinking, well, obviously I'm predicting now it's going to take me 10 months for a return on investment. But that's as if everything stays exactly the same. If the difficulty doesn't go up, or the hash rate, and if the price of Bitcoin doesn't fluctuate much. So you have to say that if Bitcoin is stagnant for the next 4 to 5 months, or even if it drops and the hash rate goes up on Equihash, then by the time that 10-month comes round, you'll probably still not hit your return on investment. You've probably still got another 3 or 4 months on top of that. So then you're talking like 11, 12 months before you hopefully will get the money back that you put in at the beginning. After that, then you could be like, okay, now I'm actually earning a profit, which is awesome, because you'll have these machines that have paid for themselves. But then obviously in a year and a half's time, you've got the hash rate would be whatever it is then. If they are still profitable at that time, everyone's going to want one, so the hash rate's going to go up even further. But more than that, there's probably going to be an upgrade in equipment. So I feel like mining is really, it's really difficult. It's really, really difficult to, unless you're a really early adopter into an algorithm or a piece of technology, like a piece of equipment, and you're one of the first to try it out and get it delivered, and you can mine an algorithm that hasn't been absolutely screwed over. It's really difficult, I think, for anyone to make some real decent profit. And I think with trading as well, a lot of people talking about, oh yeah, you should give up mining and do day trading. No one knows where it's going at the moment, so it's almost as if you're just gambling on red or black on a roulette table, whether you think Bitcoin's going to go up or down. So therefore you're just gambling. So that's not obviously you can make money doing gambling, and a lot of people do, but it's not something that I want to be a part of. So where does that leave me? Right, I've parked up now. My son's doing football. I've got to pick him up at 1:30. I've got 15 minutes. Where does that leave me? So what I would like to do going forward is I don't want to put in more money than I'm willing to lose. So obviously that's something that I preach a lot, and obviously I mention a lot because I hate the thought of people saying, oh, you told me you thought this was going to happen and I actually went all in on your advice, you know, that sort of stuff. So this is not financial advice, and obviously I'm not clever enough to offer anyone any like decent knowledge like that anyway. But what I would say is that if you believe in Bitcoin long-term wise, so if you honestly think, okay, I honestly feel like this Bitcoin thing's going to go somewhere, then pick a percentage of your total wealth. Now, for a normal person, it's actually quite hard to do when you think about it, because if you're just a normal guy, now if you're someone who's owned your own business and you sold it and you've got 100 grand in the bank and you obviously earn some money from a wage, your wife earns a wage, you've also got some investments and you've got stocks and shares, you've probably got an idea in your head, okay, my net worth is this if I was to cash everything out, because I think a lot of people do that. If you're just a normal bum like me, if you're just like, you earn a set amount, you have so many outgoings, your wife tries to spend whatever's left over, you don't have any savings, you don't have any stocks or shares, you don't have any you know, like investments or equity, then how do you work out what your net worth is? You'd say, well, my net worth is zero. Like if I died tomorrow, I'm leaving nothing behind, really. So then how do you determine how much you put into Bitcoin? Because then even if you put £100 in, you are spending more than you're willing to lose, because you need that £100 to get by for the month. So that is quite difficult. So then the way that I'm thinking is that what I'm thinking of doing is putting a percentage, and I've got 10% in my head. Every time I was to receive any form of money anywhere, so say someone gives me, here Glenn, here's 10 quid, or here's £100, or, you know, I earn £1,000 for the month or something. If I was to put 10% of that aside, would I really miss it in my life? Would I notice a big change in my life? And obviously, if that answer is no, then that's the amount that you probably should invest. So I'm thinking that I want to get a lot of my debts cleared off, which I'm currently in the process of doing, and I'm doing quite well at it at the moment. But then from that, I want to start putting aside, I'm going to say 10%. Every time I receive a sum of money, 10%. Now, the way that Coinbase works at the moment, it's quite easy to cash in and cash out of Bitcoin. You can now use your debit card. They brought out this thing the other day where you can be level 2 authenticated. So I had to provide extra information, which I've done. And now they've upgraded my account to level 2. I can spend up to £10,000 a day. I can withdraw unlimited amounts, stuff like that. So I can just cash in and out of Bitcoin whenever I want. Ideally, that's not what you want to do. Obviously, you want to buy Bitcoin and just hold on to it and forget that it exists. So I'm thinking of putting aside 10% of whatever I earn every time I earn something, and just buying Bitcoin with it through Coinbase, and sending it to a wallet that I haven't got an app for, you know, I'll store the private key somewhere and just hold on to it. And a lot of people will probably watch this video and say, Glenn, that's what we told you 1.5 years ago. And they'd be completely right. So well done, those people. It's what I wish I had done from the beginning. But then saying that, obviously I got involved November last year, so I could have bought Bitcoin at 20,000, and if I'd bought it for £3,000 worth, that'd be worth now like £1,200. So I would have lost a lot of money either way. But I feel like Bitcoin, this is my honest opinion, I think we're set for a few months of stagnation, and with that people will get bored, they'll get fed up, they'll want to put their money into something else that they feel will get better returns. So I feel like Bitcoin may drop off over the next few months. I think people expecting like November, December, because it was a big November, December last year, I think people think the same is going to happen this year. I don't think that's going to be the case. Now, what that does mean, it means that I feel like Bitcoin is at a very a low price right now, and I feel like there's no pressure and no rush for me to accumulate some. So I can accumulate £100 here, £100 there, £1,000 here, £1,000 there, and before you know it, I may get close to owning one whole Bitcoin, which has always been my goal, my dream. And then obviously wait until mid next year or whenever, when there is this massive bull run. Now, unfortunately, that isn't what people want to hear. What I've noticed is that I've been criticising some of the other YouTube channels, not in particular, not pointing out any particular names, because that's just not how I like to do things. But there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that will say, Bitcoin's going here by this date, and Bitcoin's crashing, or very, very strong argument one way or the other. Now, what I've noticed is that those videos get very high views. So people, again, I've said this many times, people watch what they want to hear. And it made me think, obviously, me being sort of like, well, I think it's going to be stagnated for a little while, or that's not what people want to hear. People don't want to hear that either way. They either want to hear it's going to crash, or they want to hear it's going up. So yeah, obviously that's not good for my YouTube channel, but I've always maintained that I want to be honest and transparent and give my honest views, and obviously have this as a diary system. So I'd only be lying to myself if I was to say those sort of things now, because I'd watch back and go, oh, do you remember November 2018 when you thought Bitcoin was going to go to 20k? And at that point I go, well, I always knew it was going to stagnate, but I just did that video to please everyone, you know. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I would love to see Bitcoin. I was watching Tone Vay's video yesterday, and he was saying like it's still looking like Bitcoin is going to head. He predicted a long time ago, so he's really put his neck on the line, that Bitcoin would go down to sort of 4 to 5k, and he's still saying like everything that I've seen so far still leads me to believe that it's going down between 44 to 4,600, I think it was. And I was thinking, God, that's in dollars. Obviously in pounds, you know, that's like £3,000 for me. So I was thinking, God, yeah, I could probably scrape that together. I could probably borrow that off a mate and just buy one whole Bitcoin, just paying back £500 a month or something like that, which again is getting myself in debt. But yeah, I would love it if Bitcoin went down to that price. Again, people don't want to hear that, but I really would, because obviously I'm now in a position where I'm completely well, almost within the next couple of weeks, I'm completely debt-free from anything I invested into cryptocurrency. But then obviously I also haven't, I'm not plus or negative. So I haven't really gained anything from it, and I haven't really lost anything from it. So yeah, I'm sort of like a fresh, if you like. So my 1 year birthday, I'm pretty much in exactly the same position I was this time last year, which I'm quite, should I say, proud. Obviously I would love to be like some of these other YouTubers like Superman and stuff, and they've clearly made hundreds of thousands of pounds through their videos and through their investments. I wish obviously I was at that stage, but I can honestly say there's a lot of other YouTubers out there that they've lost loads of money and they've just quit their YouTube channel. They've gone in, invested it at 20k, and then all of a sudden, like, it's gone down to 6k, and they're like, oh, do you know what, I've lost so much money, I'm not going to talk about crypto anymore. I'm quite neutral. I've always kept a mindset of how can I get my return on investment, and doing that, I've always achieved my return on investment. I'm literally short by about, I'm going to say about, I'd say about £500. So over the last year, that means cryptocurrency has cost me £500. And I'm currently earning about £100 a month from the Z9 that I've got mine in. So in a couple months, if I just let it, that'll pay for itself. So I'm completely even. I've not lost money, but then I've also haven't gained money. Again, that's not what people want to hear. They want to hear, you know, oh God, look how I easily made 100 grand this year. Those sort of videos do really well. So yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. Try not to be fooled by all these videos talking about descending triangles, because if you actually go back and watch probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, they were saying exactly the same thing then. So when people are saying, oh yeah, it's like it's getting to the tip now, and all that happens is that as the price sort of bounces up and down slightly, they're just drawing the line that goes up, because obviously the base level stayed the same, but the line going from the peak of, say, January to where we're at now, they just keep redrawing that line. So this could go on for we could be in a descending triangle for the next 6 months. But the way that these videos on YouTube are portraying it, they're making it sound like we're set for a massive bull run within the next week or so. Try not to be fooled out too much by that. They could be right. That's the thing. They could be right. I don't know the answer to that. It's just my honest gut feeling. This is just my opinion. I've got nothing to back this up with. Is that I think Bitcoin is... I can't see it going on another big bull run just to repeat what it did last year. I don't see any need for it. I don't see a reason. I don't see the mass adoption. I don't see new people talking about Bitcoin. And I think that's what we need. I think we need new people, whether that's big investors or if it's just the general public. I'm not seeing either. The governments are still not approving ETFs and all that sort of stuff, so obviously they're still hesitant about it. I don't see any new people asking me, hey Glenn, what's this Bitcoin thing? So I'm not seeing it either way. So, and that's all I'm basing my results on, really. So therefore it says to me that and my YouTube videos, I'm not getting loads of new subscribers like I was when it was going up, and I'm not getting loads of new views. So I see it stagnating. So yeah, but that's not an indicator of future performance, but that's honestly where I see it going. So take from it what you will, but just be careful out there. Make sure you're not investing any more than you're willing to lose, because a lot of people are saying now, I've seen YouTube videos going, I'm going all out for Bitcoin while it's at these low prices. But if Bitcoin goes from 6.5 to say 4.5, people have just lost 20% of their overall value, unless you're holding it for a long time, which is what I want to do. Then eventually the dip won't matter too much. But then saying that, it does matter later down the line, because if you was to buy Bitcoin now, obviously you're going to incur less Bitcoin. You're better off buying it when it is at the cheapest prices. Is today the cheapest prices at Bitcoin's at 6,300? I reckon we'll find the answer out within the next few weeks, because everyone keeps saying, oh yeah, November and December are going to be massive bull runs. But the reason that I sold my Z9 minis actually is because, do you know, I sat there and went, do you know what, every month I think this is the month. Every month I think May is gonna, why was it in May? I can't remember, but I'm sure if I went back on my videos, May was going to be the big month that was going to be a big bull run. Then it was June, then it was July, then it was August, and then it was going to be September, the ETF approval. Then it got pushed back to October. Now we're in November. I think give it a few months, a few weeks, and people are going to start, do you know what? Actually, I don't think this is coming this year. So then we're going to see a big drop off. And people will get back into it once the price goes up. That's the best form of advertisement, is when all the news articles start and media outlets start saying, oh, Bitcoin's at, you know, 8K, 9K, 10K. And then people, oh shit, I need to get back into this Bitcoin thing. That's the best form of advertising. So that's hopefully I can get in before that. And I think I've got this feeling, this gut feeling, that January is going to be the best time to buy as much Bitcoin as I can. What do you guys think? Please comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I've actually got to pick my son up from football now. Joe, he's put loads of messages, so I'll give a shout out to Joseph Oaksley. Did you see Bitmain have stopped selling the Z9 Mini? No, I haven't. I know that they sold out. I didn't know they'd stopped making it completely. Still making £100 a week from my 4 minis. Not too bad. Well done, Brian. Yeah, my Z9 Mini's around 50% ROI so far. I've had for around 2 months, so I'm happy. Well done, Joseph. Have you heard about Backed? Yes, I have, and that may be a catalyst for things, and that's going ahead in December from what I've read. So yeah, maybe December is the best time to buy Bitcoin. Morning, Glenn. Hi, BBL. Have you heard of YRX debit cards? 1.50 a month, no fees, and can exchange in at fiat from BTC, Ripple. Those YRX cards look very interesting from a daily spending point of view. No, I haven't. I've not heard of them, to be honest. I'll look into that, Joseph. They're brilliant. I'd recommend, especially in the UK. Oh, that's something I might have to check out, actually. I've been quite happy with Coinbase, to be honest. I had to send some Bitcoin to my friend that he wanted me to buy something with. He sent it to me. I then converted it to British pounds and then transferred it into my bank, and that took from him sending me the crypto to it being as fiat money in my bank about half hour, 40 minutes, I'd say. That's awesome. That's, you know, that's going from crypto to fiat money. And I think the fee for Coinbase was £1 to convert it from, no, sorry, it was like, I think it was 2%. I think it was 2% to convert it from crypto into pounds, but then to do a bank transfer from pounds to my registered debit card, that was £1. So yeah, all in total, I think I paid probably £2 or £3 in fees, and that was for about £200 worth of crypto. That was really good. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, I'll check out this YRX. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up before you leave. There's 12 of you watching now, so hopefully you can all click on that like button before you leave. I want to say thank you again. I've been saying this for about a year, and I know that you guys will get fed up and sick of it, but I've got such a really good quality crypto sort of fan base and viewership. Like, you're really loyal. You're still chatting to me even in the down times. You're still commenting, you're still liking. I've got such a good crypto fan base, and a lot of these channels where their viewership's gone from 0 subscribers to say 100k, I wonder how close or how well they've got to know their community, because it must be hard to get to know 100,000 people within a week. Obviously, I've had the same probably 200 to 300 people messaging me through Twitter, through Telegram, through Instagram, through these YouTube videos, commenting and stuff like that. So I feel like I've really got to know quite a few of you, and I've really enjoyed that experience over the last year or so. So I just want to say I'm still going, still doing the videos, still investing in crypto, still believe Bitcoin is the way forward, and I thought I'd share that with you guys just to really get it out there so people are not like, oh, Glenn's given up on us. I've still regularly been making videos even in the down times. I hope that pays dividends when Bitcoin does go up in price, because people can watch back on my videos and say, hey, this guy's been doing it now for over a year non-stop, quite regularly. I always tend to crank out a video at least once, twice a week. So I hope that pays dividends later down the line. So don't forget to share this with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the next video from myself. So see you later, guys. Bye.